Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not usually on the YouTube early. I am usually on the TikTok, but I decided to mix it up. So there we go. There we go. 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. Gonna see who shows up. We're gonna have some fun. Give yourself the gift of a joyous life while you're still amongst the living. Stacy Babbage, good morning. Nice to see you. I hope you are giving yourself the gift of a joyous life while you're still among the living. I'm planning on doing that myself. Let's see what today. Real live miracles happen right here on planet Earth. All right, give it a shot. Natalie, good morning. Spreading sunshine, good morning. Yay for the people who look at the secret page and know not only what time I'm going to show up, but also know what place to show up. Kat Roby, I love it. Cozy kitty time and organizing your Asana task list. Wonderful. Laura Voorhees, yay. Good. I am so proud of you guys for not just going on default that I was going to be on TikTok. I decided to mix it up because I knew I had a couple of 8 a.m. starts this week. And I said, well, I needed to do that for scheduling. But here we are. Oh, hey, that's fun. That's fun. Stacy Babbage went to a Panera grand opening. Awesome. And Daisy and yay, everybody say hi to each other. There we go. Kitty is biscuiting me to get up and get him breakfast. Yes. You know, maybe your cat and Cat Roby's kitty should talk and be like, no, be more cozy. There we go. All righty. Liked the live equals a reminder. Okay, that's good. That's good to know that works. And yeah, so we are here on an 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, and notice me trying to use my brain. Tuesday, February 3rd, Eastern time. We'll be here for an hour. Then I have a bunch of stuff. There we go. But we got some good stuff going on. All right. Erin, nice to see you. Erin in the 716. And I'm here to just help you this morning. Are you waking up? Do you jump out of bed? Are you a slow riser? I like to herkle-derkle, as my friend Kate always reminds me, which is to wake up in bed, but not necessarily get up. I delight in not getting out of bed right away. And so if you're still in bed right now, fine with me. Doesn't matter to me. I love that feeling myself. But I'm up. I'm here for you. Declutter-wise and otherwise. I hope you've got a plan for the day. I hope you've got a plan that includes some stuff probably that you have to do or you feel obligated to do because life, adulting. But I hope you have some stuff on your schedule that that is going to be something you want to do, that you're excited to. Do not postpone. If I had my own little, inspirational sayings of the day calendar, I would say, do not postpone joy. Do not postpone joy. Yep. There we go. Kat Roby says, I love mornings. I move to the couch and start with listening and learning and then let inspiration take over. Wonderful for listening. Excuse me. Wonderful for listening and learning. Listening maybe to external voices like mine and other people, but also listening to yourself. What does yourself want to do today? Judy Dukes, good morning. Good morning, Judy Dukes. I was thinking of you yesterday, and actually you're reminding me that I did not fill out my habit tracker for yesterday. So Judy Dukes, I'm going to use mine. Journaling is a good one too. So yesterday, Monday, February 2nd, I did that. Oh, I actually did that one. I did that. I don't know if I did that one, so I'm just going to put no, I didn't do it. I did this one. See, this is the thing, Judy Dukes. I will say, when you make your TikTok, when you make your things on your thing pretty easy, I did not floss my teeth. Oh, you know what? I did forget to take my vitamins at night, so I will write that down this morning. So yeah, I didn't do that. So I'm glad you made me you reminded me to do this. So I will say, Night, fight, and pill. First thing. First thing. Writing slows down. There we go. Okay. Hey, I love this. Laura Voorhees, that is great. She says, I ordered 2 dresses and neither fit. I am proud that yesterday I took the steps to return them. Oh, hell yeah. I was thinking about you guys a lot yesterday when I was realizing that part of the act of decluttering is even before you buy something, knowing what your plan is if it doesn't work out. Yay, Judy Dukes marked yours yesterday. Awesome. Awesome. Look at what you have, whatever you have on yours today, too, and make a plan. Notice, as I said, I forgot something last night. Here's the funny thing. This is why I use a habit tracker, because there are some things that even with the habit tracker, I forget to do. And if I didn't have this, I'd forget it much more. So this keeps me doing some of those little mundane things more often than if I didn't have the tracker. So it helps me. But yay, Judy, for doing yours. Excellent. Yeah. So thinking about this, think about decluttering before you even make a purchase. Saying to yourself, okay, if I'm interested in this thing, there is a likelihood that it may not work out for me. What will I do then? Because some of us are stuck with, some of us, the clutter in every one of us probably has something in our home that is a piece of clutter, AKA something that's there that we don't want it. But the reason we have it is because there was no return policy. Okay. Or you missed the window. Okay. There we go. Daniel Kitty is literally grabbing the phone for me. I wonder if he has a crush on Auntie Beth. Mm-hmm. So think about that the next time you are going to buy something. Like, for example, I don't buy a lot of stuff, but I am considering buying a pair of boots. I'm going up to New York in a couple of weeks, and I've seen some boots on the internet, and I realized that I could buy them on the internet and return them if they didn't fit, or since I'm going to be near one of the stores, I will go in and try them on firsthand in a store. You don't always get to do that. Perhaps. So that is one of the ways I am reducing the clutter in my house, is trying on something before I buy it. But even if I bought it online or in a store, checking the return policy. Sometimes the return policy is not worth it, that you really do have to consider if something doesn't work out, what are you going to do? Okay. So just something to think about at the very beginning of like the journey of stuff through your life. And I just realized too, mostly I know most of the people who show up on the Destination Decluttered YouTube lives, but in case there are some people just scrolling in the morning like I do on TikTok sometimes, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and maybe somewhere on the screen here you see that my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I'm going to be here. Hey, I just saw Kara pop up. I'm going to be here for the next hour or so. And then later on today, scheduled is a TikTok live. So notice I mixed it up. I usually am in the habit of doing TikTok to YouTube. And I decided, let me practice doing something different, and we'll show up on YouTube first. Because the YouTube channel typically has fewer people showing up, but it's fewer but cooler people that maybe know each other, maybe people that have said, yes, I find value in being on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, so I know where and when to show up. McDougs, good morning to you too. Yeah. So good stuff happening. One thing I do want to mention, since you all seem to be on the mailing list, part of the mailing list group, is that in the email that I sent yesterday morning, I indicated that there were going to be 9 declutter parties. I had to reschedule one of them. I had to temporarily take one of them off the schedule because we were invited to a memorial service for one of the people that we know who passed away. And as you guys would know 100%, I know you can declutter without me, but it's really important for us to show up for that. So in case somebody is like, wait a minute, I thought there was a declutter party on that day. There was, but I had to remove her from the schedule for something more important. Okay. Okay, that's a good one. All right. So yeah, so notice Laura says one of the dresses, I think the company doesn't even want it back. Yeah, it may cost them more money to get it back to them to do something with it. Hopefully you get your money back if it doesn't work, you know. Yeah, I will only hold on to it a little longer to be sure. Notice, okay, well, if it's free, do I want it? Right? And then I will easily donate it at the American Legion collection shed. Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. That one persona, glad you stayed in bed. Everybody take care of your physical body. I am overjoyed to report that this is day 2 of not waking up with a headache. And actually, that reminds me of 2 stops I want to make while I'm out at the eye doctor today. And I'm going to write them down. Are you writing down? Are you writing down the stuff that you want to do today? I am. I am, because I want to increase the likelihood that I can remember it. Increase the likelihood. It's not that it's going to make you, but every little bit can add something to you making sure to do something. Rug and pillow. Okay, and it's a noontime TikTok. So if I'm done 10, okay, I should have time to do that. Small victories are still victories. I don't care if somebody says they're not. I celebrate every win, because when you do that, celebrate the big things. Please do. However, the big things do not come along as frequently as the little things. So why not practice celebrating all the good stuff? No matter how small, it still counts. Okay? Kat Roby, I feel like that's the what do I want to say? I feel like that's the best testimonial. I feel like I need to like screenshot that and put it on one of my socials. She's saying Beth is the best blend of Gen X, Mr. Rogers, Electric Company, and Sesame Street lessons, learnings, and reflection for us. I would also throw in there, because I was also a PBS kid, is I would also put a bit of zoom, 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 zoom in there, right? Because I can sing a zip code like nobody's business. Singing something helps you remember it, you know? 02134. I used to work in Allston, Massachusetts when I worked for Newbury Comics. And you would know that you had people on the phone with you, because it was back in the days of phones, that were of a certain generation, when you give them the mailing address, and then they would sing the zip code back to you, you know. Maybe a bit of I don't know, there's another one too, Scooby-Doo. I kind of like Scooby-Doo as well. And obviously I'm definitely, what's her name, Velma versus Daphne, but that's cool. She was pretty cool. But thank you. All right, so if this is our morning kind of, PBS and learning stuff and stuff like that, yeah. Oh, yes, and all the wonderful 70s shows for kids. Please, I don't want to, and even some 80s. I am definitely Pee Wee Herman. I am 80s by the fact that I watched Pee Wee, and I am 60s in the fact that I totally grew up watching 60s reruns. The number one for me, of course, being the Monkees. Okay, and Velma did totally carry the team. Yeah. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. Totally had a crush on pretty much all of them except for Mickey, because my cousin liked Mickey and we didn't want to, things like that. But yeah, how can we spend our time together today, right now, this morning, doing some things together to increase the likelihood, I like to use that phrase, of getting stuff done, so that even by noontime today, okay, even by noontime today, when technically we have the TikTok live, I don't know if you're going to be available, and if you're not, oh my God, no big deal. It's my thing. But even chunking down the day to say between now and noontime, what are some things I would like to get done, no matter how small? Here's one of them that may seem small to you guys, but is big to me. I got to take a shower. So I wrote that down. Uh-huh. I love it, Stacy. Mr. Rogers. TikTok has a Lady Gaga making of singing Mr. Rogers. Oh, interesting. Think a commercial for the Super Bowl? I will check it out. That is actually my favorite part of the Super Bowl is the commercials and the halftime show. I almost said the halfway show because I'm not a sports person, even though the team from where I grew up is in that competition. I really don't care. But I do like the snacks and stuff like that. Yay. Yay. And I love it. Kat Roby has learned something new. How to spell heartthrob. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So very cool. So what can we do right now? Let's like brainstorm here. What can you and I do right now in the morning with our time together to increase the likelihood that by noontime we're going to feel good about what's time with good? Oh, is it Rainbow Connection? Oh my gosh. Somebody, that song, I hear the do 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 do, and I get all verklempt. I get all the feels because that is such a sweet song, and Kermie, such a sweet guy. Even it's not easy being green. But yeah, what a good song. Notice the things that bring you the feels. Sometimes it's stuff you look at, sometimes it's things you hear, sometimes like that book says it's a little Madeline cookie, a taste. So your senses remind you of things. Uh-huh. Aw. It's on Casey Kasem. I love it. Listen to it in the background. That's awesome. So let's do some things that are going to increase the likelihood that we get some feel good moving through the day. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So Laura Voorhees. Okay, so let's do a quick thing. Make sure you feel good physically. Everybody, feel good physically. Okay. If not, leave the classroom and do something to make yourself feel better no matter what it is. Okay. Number two, nervous system. If it's way up here or way down there, let's get it kind of floating, slowing down, just kind of right around here. Writing down. Notice I've written down some things and chunking down. Now, writing down some things, for example, Laura Voorhees and a couple of other people have just written some things. So I will now help you with the writing down things and the chunking down. Okay. So Laura says, today I am visiting my mom, and she told me ahead of time she wants me to look at what furniture she has in her apartment that I might want. I will need to fight sentimentality from taking over. Okay, Laura, this is going to be really important for this. Okay. So let me help you with it. All right. Is you will have sentimental feelings about pretty much everything in there. You're going to have a story about so much. What I want you to do, though, before you go to your mother's house, I want you to look at your house. Take some pictures because we have our phones now and we can take pictures. Take some pictures of your home to see when you're at your mom's house what will literally and physically and metaphorically fit into your life. You will have memories of all of those things, but remember, it's clutter when it doesn't fit in your life. Okay? You don't need to fight the sentimentality. What you can also do, though, is because I do that. I look around my house and I imagine the items in my mom's house now, and I say, yeah, they may be okay. I don't love them, but I don't have any place that fit in my life. Okay? So I say, look around your house and remind yourself of what you have. You may have a corner that may benefit from one of the things in her home. And so you'll say, yes, I would like that thing. But let me remind you, please, everybody, you can also keep the sentimental feelings about that furniture without taking it to your home. This is why it would be great to take some pictures of the furniture and measurements today, but don't make any decisions. All right. So also have that conversation with your mother. And everybody's relationship is different, but reminding yourself first so that you can communicate it to her with love. Just because I may say no to your furniture Doesn't mean your furniture's bad. Doesn't mean I don't love you. When I say no to your furniture, it's because I have looked around my home that I am living in, and I literally don't have enough space for it. Now, you may do like a little prisoner swap. Well, you have something you want from your mom's and you've got something that's iffy, but allow yourself the flexibility. Take some pictures both of your home now and her stuff and make a decision that feels right to you. So don't fight the sentimentality. You can keep a picture of it to keep the sentimental. But what you would fight is if you put too much furniture in your house and you're tripping on stuff. Okay? Yeah. And it's that one persona. I just saw your thing. So yes, if I didn't say this clearly, I totally believe. Also, a thought is there anything in my home that I'd be willing to part with in order to make room for a super sentimental and wanted piece? Okay. So yay. So you can get clarity. You can walk around your house and look for opportunities. Are there places for it? Okay. So LGV, I hope that helps. Keep us in the loop. All right. All righty. So that one persona is noticing is sometimes I struggle with the getting started. Okay. So if you know that you struggle with the getting started, sometimes it's overwhelm. So that's going to be calming down your nervous system and writing down some stuff, chunking down and all those downs. Sometimes it's procrastination and motivation. Okay. So notice that that one persona, should have some tools in your toolkit that are going to help you start your car early and warm it up. Okay. So if it is overwhelm, what are some things you have done in the past that decrease your overwhelm so that you can more easily get started? And I would mention making sure you feel okay physically, calming down your nervous system, but then writing down, these are the things I can do to get myself out of overwhelm and into action. Okay, that one persona. So that's a list. Writing down also gives you clarity because you need to focus on the words that would describe what you're doing. Now, procrastination and motivation, that's a little bit of a different tool group. That may be incorporating the four things: physical, nervous system, writing, and chunking. But also, to me, procrastination also makes me look at the end. Somehow I'm dreading doing something. I'm like dragging my feet, as we would say in my family. I don't want to do that. So I would mind that for why don't I want to do that? I will find with you sometimes reigniting your love for your destination. And even your destination of, I just want to get it off my plate, can encourage you to do the thing. Okay. So that may be another list. What can I do? I can reignite my energy, my ignition. I can rev up my energy and get psyched about me doing this thing. May not be wicked enjoyable, but the end result is something I really want. So maybe that will help that one persona. Okay. Oops. All right. I just skipped through a lot of things here. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Now, Stacy is saying, my problem is, and I love problems because there's a solution, just like in math, a math problem, always trying to complete the main level. Then I never get to basement storage. I so need to declutter. All right. So, Stacy Babbage, this is when I would, again, writing down, getting out of your head. If you're always trying to complete the main level, so if you're always kind of almost there at the beginning, first of all, completion is never really done. Okay, so remind yourself, you can easily distract yourself with surface clutter, and laundry is always going to need to be done. Dishes will always need to be done. Grocery shopping always need to be done. Emptying a trash can. We emptied the trash cans last night, and I literally moments later pulled the page out of my book, crumpled it up, and threw it in the trash can. So ask yourself, what are the major things, or is it just surface area decluttering that you're doing? You could also be, Stacy, I can help you with those rest of the things on the main level. You also may be using them as a procrastinating expense because you may be overwhelmed with down the basement. Okay. So let me help you with that. All right. So think about that. Write down what are the things that need to get done in the upstairs before you feel okay going down to declutter the downstairs. Write it down for yourself on paper first, and then write it in the comments so I can help you with it if you'd like some help. All right. I love this. Writing it down in the comments and hopefully to herself as well. Kara says, by 12, shower, toss 3 bags of laundry down from the loft, wash 2 loads. I love when numbers are involved. Set up jewelry studio in the bedroom. After 12, physical, list 10 new things, and snuggle with the bear. I love that. Yay for a plan. All right. Yeah. Now, and this is good too. And I'm following up now with the things. The good news is, Laura, yes, notice how cool your mom is being. She is even saying, hey, no pressure on you to take any of this furniture. Yeah, when somebody doesn't pressure you into something, either that person or yourself, that makes it easier to truly figure out what you want. So your mom is saying if you or your brother don't want the furniture, no big deal. She's going to donate it to a group that supports immigrant families, So think about that. Yeah. Now that one persona says writing it down, I'm going to be team writing it down. Also, sometimes giving myself a kick in the rear. If you want it done, then do it. Now, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I give a loving kick in the rear, but if I get too mad at myself to do something, I have an inner rebel that will be like, no, I want to find out why I'm not doing it. And that understanding to me will always make it easier for me to do something than me kicking myself in the rear. Okay. Hey, there we go. Carla Jane, nice to see you. I hope it is warm. I hope it is warm in Alabama where you are. We are going to get up to a tropical 33 degrees today in Pennsylvania. So I love that. And oh, sweet, getting the grandkids off to school. I love it. It's so funny. You say grands, and sometimes I think of those grands like Pillsbury biscuits. But anyhow, nice to see you. What a good crew of people we have today. So Carla, in case you missed it, what we're doing is we're checking in with ourselves physically. We are making sure we feel okay, nervous system-y. And then when those 2 things are feeling okay, we're sitting down, maybe with our cup of tea or a glass of water or something hydrating, and we are writing down just a few things, even 3 things, because to me, 3 is a magic number. Oh, that will be the other one too. I am totally Schoolhouse Rock. All right. 3 things that if I get them done by noontime, I will feel good about it. So remember, getting it done by noontime will maybe require that you chunk it down so you get a certain chunk of a process down. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. And I've got a couple of things. People have written down what they are going to do in the comments. I hope they've written it down in paper themselves. I definitely have 3 or 4 things that oh, right. That's right. And biscuits. I mentioned biscuits. There's a biscuit place near my eye doctor. So I want to get a biscuit from the biscuit place. Ooh, Foster 100, 3 degrees in Vermont. No, thank you. That makes me pull up my my little blanket, go like, yeah, no, thank you. But yay for you. I hope you're warm. I hope that people like the temperatures that they live. I just saw a picture that I took 4 years ago today in Palm Springs, California. I will be in Palm Springs in less than a month for a long weekend. I'm introducing my sister and my brother-in-law into my happy place. And notice that the temperature outside and the temperature inside is step number 1. How do you feel physically? If you are too hot or too cold, you will be distracted by that. So that's why we try to get to a temperature of just right. That's why I often will have a layer on. That's why I will put my slippers on. That's honestly why this desk, why you see me from this angle, is because I set up my IKEA tables that make up my desk so that in the winter And it's happening right now when the heat is on. The heat is on. Where's Carla? I got to get my microphone. The heat is on. When the heat is on, the heat blows right over my feet. My heat to the feet. When I feel comfortable physically, I'm not distracted by my body. I am feeling good in it. And then I can focus on something deeper, which is what's going on in my head and in my heart. And then I write it down with my hands. Okay. So that is something you can help. Yeah. On do 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 do. Right. Moving your body around, dancing, having some fun with stuff. Why not burst out into song? Do you really want to be that boring and not burst out into song? If you do, I don't judge you, but I find life can be tough enough that if you can interject some fun and joy into it and feel good. Notice how I said, what are some things that you could do? There's a lot of stuff you could do before noontime today. But notice I said the qualification of something that you will feel good having done by noontime. Okay. All righty. So that one persona is sharing something that has helped me. Having a finish the project day. It's not uncommon that I start a declutter project, get 80% done, and then get distracted and have to move on and stop for the day. Okay, so notice what you're doing. I love this. You are planning, you are making a plan to just drive that last 20%. So notice that. What a wonderful idea, that one persona. Thank you for discovering something that works for you and for sharing it with other people. The neat thing about that is notice that you may not be able to actually get something 100% done in the time that's allotted for various reasons. If you do, that's great, but do not expect to. Okay? Do not expect to. And then lower the bar and say, I'm going to get some of it done and feel good, and I'll make a plan to finish up the rest of the stuff. Yay, that one persona. All righty, Carla Jane has got a plan. She's about to pull into the store for for dinner. You feel like chicken tonight? Chicken tonight? She's got a plan to have chicken for dinner tonight. Do I have a plan for dinner tonight? No. I have a piece of leftover salmon that I didn't eat last night. We are very flying by the seat of our pants of eating in this house. But yay for a plan for dinner. Notice when you have a plan and you write down a shopping list, you can plan some of the other things you want in a meal. You have a list in front of you, and when you go into the store with a list, when you get into your morning with a list of things you want, you can more easily get them. Yay. And right, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. Ooh, now notice that one persona. Write this stuff down. Everybody here, create a book for yourself. These are the things that work for me. Because notice, you're saying when I know I have a finish the project day, makes me go at a slower pace as opposed to rushing to try to get there in that small amount of time. I can move at a pace that feels good to me instead of thinking I have to get it all done. You do not have to get it all done. Move at a pace that feels good to you, and you will feel good driving at that speed. And you will also feel good when you stop, even if you're not there yet, because you know the next time you show up that was your plan all along, to not get it all done, but to enjoy the ride, to enjoy the feeling of moving through things and not being in a rush. I don't know about you, but rushing, I try to avoid that wherever possible because it activates my nervous system. It gets me all wound up, and I don't want to be wound up. I want to be wound down to So what I do to not rush is I overestimate the amount of time it will take to do things. So then that factors in stuff. Interesting, Carla Jane. I purchased a mount for my phone so I could record myself to see where I may be wasting time. And wasting time, is it really a waste of time, or is it just a subconscious choosing to spend your time elsewhere? If you feel like you waste something that may not feel good, own it when you pivot. Okay? Own it when you pivot. Decide you're going to stop doing something and start doing something else, and decide to feel good about it. So notice that notion of wasting time. Yes, I could have spent that time filling out my taxes, but I decided to do something else with my time, and that felt good. I will also spend some time chunking down my taxes. Okay? So notice Carla Jane. I will research something, and I can help you with this, and wind up on Amazon for 30 minutes. This is where our process will help you. Everybody. And this has helped me too, because there's I remember learning this at work, analysis paralysis. You can go down the rabbit hole and there's so much information. What I would say, if I am researching something, I will write down research. What are you researching? And again, your destination, clarifying your destination will decrease the amount of time it will take to get there. I need to get a new sweater. So I will research that last one I got, see if it's available, whatever. But also, Carla Jane, if you don't notice, you're saying, I don't like, if I'm researching something, then kind of putzing around and window shopping, basically, on Amazon for 30 minutes. Now, sometimes I like to allow myself to just kind of browse. But if I don't want to do that, I want to split it to be like, I'm making my decision within 10 minutes, and I will set my timer to remind myself I am giving myself 10 minutes to learn something about that thing that I want to purchase. Okay? Writing it down before you even start. I need to research. Let me think of something I need to research. I want to find a better rug for the entryway between the basement and the basement, the kitchen. It's like in a 4-way street. I bought one and I don't really like it. I will actually write that down. Return policy for rugs. I got one online. I thought it would be good. It seems a little too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the measurements, write space measurements. I also know that one of the reasons I am wanting to replace that rug is that currently it is too thick. So every time we open up the basement door, it kind of pulls on the rug. So I want a low pile rug that hides dirt because it's in a high traffic area. Okay. Write down what you're researching. And again, what you want. I want a rug that is this size, this pile, this color. When you know more what you're looking for, you can have a checklist and say, oh yeah, that doesn't work it. All right. Yay. And that one persona, yeah, writing down your thoughts of while decluttering to go back to later. Because when you are decluttering, that's your brain is being active, and it may come up with some good ideas that you don't necessarily need to do then in order to maintain focus. All righty. I love it. I love it, Laura Voorhees. Mom invited me to go to a sewing group while I am there. I'm bringing some baseball pants to fix that I've been procrastinating. Notice having a certain day and time and place and accountability to do it is going to make it easier for you to do that. Destination, get fix-it basket emptied and off the bedroom floor. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what a great mom to invite you to do that. What a great mom to let your mom know we're thinking she's pretty cool today. She's also not pressuring you. Notice pressure, pressing down on me. Pressure, too much pressure doesn't feel good. A nice kind of firm pressure, like a nice weighted blanket, can feel good, but sometimes it can make you feel suffocated And when you're suffocated, you're not breathing well. And when you're not breathing well, you hyperventilate and you're in fight or flight and you're not making the best decision. Your mother has removed the pressure. She has offered you something without expectation. She has said, you get to choose, and I am not attaching strings to those gifts of furniture. If you want it, take it. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. But you know what? Actually, I'll have to review the lines of that song because they say, make your mind up fast. It's not going to last. Don't fall for the pressure. Okay. Yay for your mom not pressuring you. Thank her. Encourage the behavior you want to see in people. Thank her for not pressuring you into it so that you can breathe, get more oxygen in you, get out of fight or flight and into neutral. And then from neutral, what do I want? And feel okay that you feel safe enough with your mom to say, thank you for thinking of me, but no, thank you. I am good with the furniture I have. All right. Yeah. And yes, mom respecting you and not making you feel bad if you don't want something. Yeah. There we go. Hey. All right. So, Erin, let me help you with this. On day 2 of home stuff before work, I'm literally sweating. Notice your body is like, oh shit, nervous because 9 a.m. is looming. Okay. Erin, let's make a really quick list. Let's not have you running through. Okay. All right. Yeah. She may not be Southern. The mom may not be Southern or Irish or from New England. All right. Okay. So, Erin, make a list of these are the few things like, and even working backwards. Again, working backwards. What are the things you want to get done before 9 o'clock that will cause, and you're able to do it without sweating? There may be some things you might have liked to get done, but now you have 17 minutes. So how do you want to feel at 9 a.m.? Let's work backwards. That's the great thing about a destination. How do I want to feel at 9 a.m.? I want to feel not sweaty. Okay. Not sweaty. I want to feel calm, cool, and collected before I shift gears from doing what we're doing here. I want to feel prepared for whatever happens after 9 o'clock. Okay. So notice focusing on your 9 a.m. There may be things you would have liked to do, but they can wait. The most important thing for you to do to also encourage you to maybe do a little bit of home stuff before work, playing with it tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow we have a TikTok live at the same time. So you can practice that. Practice feeling okay with not getting some stuff done. Okay. With not getting some stuff done. But focus on how everybody here, let's work with Erin. Let's all do this. How do we want to feel at 9 a.m.? Not sweaty, calm, cool, and collected, feeling good about what we got done before 9 o'clock, as opposed to beating ourselves up for what we didn't. Right. They've waited this long. They will wait another day. What I would notice is write down what they are, and can we chunk them down so that you do some of them tomorrow morning when we're hanging out before 9 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. So everybody here, how do you want to feel even just in 15 minutes? All right. There we go. I'll feel great about getting this cabinet done. Okay. You can get it done now. And I don't know where you are, but I want to make sure. This is why I am always saying, I want to, I have an eye doctor's appointment. I want to feel good when I walk in to that appointment on time, not rushed. So what I will do is I will decrease the amount of things that I'm doing before then so that I can leave with more than enough time to get there. So having a destination can also inform the pace you get done. I'll feel great about getting this cabinet done. If you can get the cabinet done and feel calm, cool, and collected and not sweaty at 9 o'clock, if you can do it at a pace that feels good, feel good. But if you're trying to rush to meet some arbitrary deadline of 9 a.m., reassure yourself you will feel even better if you practice getting it done tomorrow and showing up and stopping before you get there, and then starting up just that little 20% tomorrow earlier so you don't feel sweaty getting into work. Okay? I think it's really important to notice that moving at a pace that feels good to your nervous system and your body, it also is good physically because it doesn't generate those freaking out chemicals that, like, I'm racing to hit a mark, but I'm the only one who made that. I have to be done with this at 9 a.m. You are unnecessarily generating fight or flight chemicals in your body that are helpful when you truly need to. I remember literally running to catch the train because the train was leaving the station, and the guy's like, "Are you coming in or not?" And I had to grab his hand and hop up on it. That is one time, okay? But notice when you have kind of arbitrarily said, "I need to get this done by 9 o'clock." You're the one who made that rule. You can also change it. Yep. Also true, right? Notice I can start work at 9:05. So notice some flexibility. The things that give you that flexibility will also calm down the fight or flight and the freaking out of, "Oh my gosh, I have to get this done before this time." Luckily, there's some flexibility baked in. But when you find yourself rushing, you may not do as good a job as you would do if you were going at a pace that feels like you're not pressured, that you're not rushed, under pressure. Yeah. Okay. So, Erin, you will be just as awesome as you are today if you get that done. Yay. You will be also as awesome as you are today tomorrow. If tomorrow, when you show up and you're practicing doing some of these few things, that you have a little 20% done on the cupboard. That perfection of I need to get all of it done by 9 o'clock, it's just going to create unnecessary stress. Some deadlines are hard and fast. Many of them are not. And sometimes we fear not doing it. Maybe you could take a book from the playlist, a sheet from the playbook. It must be a sports thing. That one persona. Tomorrow is going to be my finish up this project day, right? Go, everybody, go. Right. Yay. Narelle, nice to see you. Narelle has done my work time sheet, washed the dishes, and got 2 loads of washing off the line and folded while listening. Oh, yes, warm enough here to dry the clothes outside. Oh, yeah, Narelle, that one persona's asking too, what temperature is it in Australia? Daydreaming about summers in the northern hemisphere. Yeah. Notice. Once again, you guys, that goes back to step number 1, feeling comfortable in your human body, feeling like a nice temperature, not too hot and sweaty, not too cold and freezing, but ideally just right. All right. So, nervous system regulation. Who ever thought that it was so important in decluttering? Keeping yourself where you're not always at the extremes, but you're in the middle. You're feeling good. You know? Okay. I heard that there was a 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know the Celsius difference, but that sounds very hot to me. I like a good 80 per 80. Here we go. I'm going to get used to this. 80 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius is 26.67. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. All right. We have an update. We have an update from Kara. Showered, no hair. It's too cold and my hair is long and thick. So notice that. Wanting to feel comfortable and not have cold, wet hair when it's so cold. cleaned up the bedroom plant cabinet, bonus, in a quick vac. Now getting dressed and starting laundry and the downstairs stuff. So notice that stuff can happen. When I get out of here, and I should probably do that right now, I will take a look right now to see on my map how long it's going to take me to get to the eye doctor, to give them a glowing review of my new eyes. Okay. Yeah. 50 centigrade. Yes. 220. Not here. No, not 122 degrees. You'd be frying eggs. Yes. Yeah. I think maybe you meant 50 degrees Fahrenheit, you know? So, so I'm going to say, Schaefer. There we go. And luckily we have, unlike in any time before where we would have to guesstimate how long it takes. Okay, so good to know. Mine says right now that it will take me anywhere between 29 and 34 minutes to get there. So working backwards from arriving for my thing, I know that I need to be leaving the house at a certain time. And before I leave the house, I want to shower because I'm going to be out in public seeing people. And so I need to get in the shower and I need to leave the bathroom by a certain time in order to leave the house by a certain time. And I'm going to leave myself, if it's 29 minutes, between 29 and 35 minutes, I will err on the side of it taking me 35 minutes because I would much rather feel good sitting there early than rushing and showing up late. Because I don't like to activate my nervous system into fight or flight. Notice that's me flying, fleeing. Because anything that I would kind of dribs and drabs of a 5-minute thing here, I can wait. Anything that can take 5 minutes here at home can wait until after I get home. And I would much rather drive towards my destination at a pace that feels good. The whole time, my nervous system is just cruising along. It's not activated. Okay. So think about that when you are going through the day. Ask yourself, what speed am I driving forward at? Am I speeding down the highway? Am I trying to speed down little tiny narrow roads? I highly recommend. Sometimes that can feel okay. 80 miles an hour on the Jersey Turnpike can feel like nothing. 80 miles an hour in my town, I'd be hitting trees. Okay. So think about that and notice that much like your car, I'm always bringing in this car metaphor, you can choose the speed with which you move forward. So choose a speed that feels good to you. You know, from driving on the road, everybody's got a speed that feels different from them. You're going to be stuck behind a slowpoke. You're going to be the person who somebody says you're the slowpoke because they're tailgating you. Find a speed that works for you and find a lane that it feels comfortable to drive that in. But even know that that speed varies a little bit and you vary and you shift. Like we're going to be winding down. We're going to be taking an exit out of this YouTube live in about 6 minutes. So 6 minutes ahead is when we need to be kind of off this road together. So planning on doing that. Maybe you're slowing down and tidying up the things. Okay. So think about that. Again, we started at the beginning of the day talking about what you want to get done by noontime. Now we're doing the same thing between now in the next 5-6 minutes. What will make you feel good at 9 o'clock that you can easily accomplish in 5 minutes? Think about that yourself and write it down. One thing that popped to my head is I won't do it in the 5 minutes. I can't do it in this 5 minutes, but I will write it down for later, is I need to create, and notice what I'm doing. I am writing it down in legible words and I'm adding a verb. This will also keep my nervous system calm and slowed down because it's going to match the pace of my writing. Create February, I'll just say Feb, playlist on YouTube because I need to create that container for these videos that we're making today to start to go in. So if you guys want to rewatch a TikTok live or a YouTube live from February, you know, to kind of open up the February drawer, and there they are in, you know, in order. That one persona, getting out of my PJs, changing clothes gets me up and going. Awesome. Notice you are going to pick clothes that make your human body feel comfortable. Maybe not as comfortable as pajamas. Maybe you need a little bit more kind of support, you know? So hard pants, as my friend Kate called them the other day, you know, something that is a little bit more appropriate for you to go out in the world. Notice you're going to pick clothing that isn't too tight or isn't too loose, that isn't too light or isn't too heavy. You're going to adjust what you choose by feeling how you feel in your body, by noticing what temperature it is outside. So you can plan your outfit accordingly to feel good. Yeah, and and seriously, if it's robe and a t-shirt and sweatpants, again, do what feels right to you. Now, right now it is 20 degrees Fahrenheit where we are right now, and that's warmer than it ever has been, but I'm still going to bundle up because I would rather err on the side of being a little bit warmer than a little bit cooler. Now, one thing I will offer to you, just because I've heard it from other people, many times people have mentioned that to declutter or be in their home, if they put on shoes as opposed to barefoot or even slippers, putting on shoes feels a little bit more kind of official. So I'll just offer that. That might help you. Okay. So notice how many things will always go back to these four pillars that hold up this idea of what we're doing. Feeling good physically, feeling good nervous system, how you do taking care of those things, and in addition, keeping yourself that way by writing things down and chunking things down. Okay. Now, frankly, you guys, a lot of times when I'm here on these TikTok lives and YouTube lives, I show up in my pajama pants because it's a casual, fun thing. I know I will not show up in my pajama pants for the eye doctor. So yeah, notice that. There we go. Carla Jane, we bought chicken with Carla Jane. She feels like chicken tonight. Now headed home to shower, feel good physically, take meds, feel good physically and nervous system, and start the day. She's already feeling 2 steps ahead. There we go. Right. Laura Voorhees is putting her visitor clothes on, my visiting clothes on, and my sewing materials are in a pile. Yay. I hope didn't you have a basket of sewing things that you want to get off the floor? Rock on. All right, folks. I hope you got some stuff moving around in you that's going to set the pace for a good day. Okay. That's going to set the pace for a good day. And yeah, that one persona, Narelle's inviting you down to Australia. That's on my I was going to say it's on my bucket list too. That's on my list as well. I don't like to say bucket list because it feels like it's out of reach, but that's on my list too. I hope you got some inspiration, motivation. You got the juices flowing in your body. You're feeling good about what you've done already. You're feeling good about how you feel at 8:59 in the morning. Carla Jane, have a wonderful day. I will have a wonderful day. There will be a TikTok live. It's going to be at noontime. Okay. I really appreciate your motivation when it's so cold. That's why I'm up myself too, hon. Okay. So I will see some of you maybe. Feel free to check in. Celebrate your wins at noontime. But even if you can't make it, celebrate the wins. Get curious about what you didn't do, but don't get judgy. Get curious, write it down. You'll get it done. All right. All right, you guys, I'm off to the shower and the eye doctor and the biscuit place and all sorts of things. I'll see you in a few hours. Rock on. Bye-bye.